Hello, Pirate family. Today is Friday, October 28th, and it's also the mark of the end of the first quarter. And I thought it would be appropriate to do a video update, just talk a little bit about some of the successes and how the first quarter has gone. And also just to address some concerns we have, some comments that were made at the school board meeting last night that I think are worthy of me doing a follow up. And so that's really the purpose of this video. And I hope that you can hang in there with us and spend some time once again celebrating the first quarter. 25% of the school year has come to a close, and moving forward from here on out. So with that being said, it's been a great start to the school year. We've seen a lot of successes. Each and every year that we get post pandemic, it seems like we truly are getting more back in the normal flow of things. Even our kids and our staff, I think, are feeling better to where we're at this time of the year compared to last year. Not that there aren't challenges that we're continuing to work through, but we definitely feel much better. And we've learned a lot from the past couple of years, and we continue to make changes and respond to some of the challenges our students are having. And with that being said, I want to start with our high school. And things are going extremely well. I couldn't be more proud of the team of Miss McBride, Miss Woods, and Mrs. Busek that we have there, along with that entire staff. And along those lines, we had some challenges over the past couple of years post-pandemic, especially with technology and cell phones. And with that, we put some new procedures and guidelines and expectations and policies in place to help address that, to keep our students focused. And I'm happy to say that things have gone extremely well. When I walked through that school, the culture and the climate just seems to be a little more settled, positive, focused, to see the students engage in interactions not only with their peers, but obviously with their teachers in class, and not seeing that phone present. Obviously, there are times in school where they're able to have it during lunch and things of that sort. But when I walk around that school, really seeing students engaged, and it's gone extremely well, even with the backpack policy and putting those in lockers and utilizing the lockers, and seeing the floors kind of clear of what I would consider to almost be like carry-on luggage that our students were kind of hauling through throughout the entire school day, has been extremely successful. And it's been a lot of hard work and commitment by our staff, who are staying united and helping reinforce the common message. And our students have done a great job responding as well. So kudos to them. That policy has been in place at Pathfinder as well for some time, and it's going equally well there. And we're seeing the results in terms of how our students are engaged and participating in class, and excited to see that. So more along those lines, Pathfinder, we welcomed our sixth grade. We had a big transition year this year. And once again, from what I've seen from our students, from our staff, especially our sixth graders, they have just taken this and they've run with it. It seems like a natural fit. It's almost as if they've always been here, seeing them involved in our classes, seeing them in choir, band, orchestra each and every day, phys ed, things that we want them to get engaged in, has been awesome. And just a reflection of that, we had our Halloween music program this past week, and seeing over 60 kids on stage from just our middle school and our choir. Then having the high school join them, I think close to 85 to 90 students was awe-inspiring, and they did an amazing job. And you can go ahead and hear them. There's a short video that I put on our district Facebook page that highlights some of their work and their performance. And so been extremely happy. The staff has really come together at Pathfinder. The 6-7-8 model is definitely the right move, and it's a great fit for us. And the energy in that building is something that we haven't experienced, because it's just been 7th and 8th grade, and having the sixth graders there, I think makes sense. And it's perfect fit, not only for their adolescent development, but for curriculum wise and for the teaching and learning happening in the building. Along those lines, Navigator obviously is been working towards becoming what we consider more of a true elementary feel. And Mrs. Badaluco, moving over from country, has done an amazing job incorporating parents, getting a thriving PTO, reinstilling the Watchdogs program, and just having a great feel and climate in that school. And the staff has done an amazing job, and we're continuing to move forward with that. And I've been really pleased with the transformation that's occurred in a very short amount of time. And with those shoes that she left to be filled at country, couldn't be more happy to have Miss Kathleen Krill. She's, for a brand new principal, stepping in 9 weeks in, just has done an amazing job. There's a lot of learning that goes involved in being a new principal, and Kathleen is a rock star who is embracing all the challenges that come with being a principal, but also enjoying all the great rewards that come along with being in that role. And the staff has totally embraced her. I hear nothing but great things from both our parents and our staff, and excited about that. And Farley just keeps being Farley. And when I say that, that they just keep clipping along, doing a great job, being a beacon for our community, doing not only great things academically within the walls of that school, but the outreach that they have. And if you've seen the video of the cereal boxes and the PTO and trying to recruit all the cereal boxes for the Farley Hill Food Pantry and the dominoes that they created in the video, just amazing. And every time I walk in that building, it just inspires me. And once again, the culture and the climate that the staff and Mr. Taylor provides is something that we should all be proud of, and a model for all schools, not only in this district, but throughout education. So a lot of great things happening. Looking forward to continuing to improve and to make sure that we're doing the very best job we can each and every day, and learning for our decisions that maybe didn't go our way, and trying to modify that. But want to thank all our staff, our principals, our parents for helping make the first quarter of the school year get off to a fantastic start. So thank you for that. Our focus in terms of learning has been not only on our continuing academic instruction, but also school safety. And then we know from the just being here in Michigan, and unfortunately hearing the continuing news of violence throughout our society, but obviously specifically in schools, school safety is a very high priority. And we made an intention to make sure that we have an opportunity for our staff to get refreshers, to continue our dialogues, continue making sure that we're all on the same page, we understand what's expected, and that training process is a continuation. And so what we've done is we continue partnering with our Livingston County Sheriff. They have certified trainers that not only work with schools but local businesses as well. And we've been very honored and privileged to have Greg Thompson from Livingston County Sheriff, Ray Marino, and also our own District Resource Officer Jeremy Gwynn meet with each individual school. So we've been spending some time on Fridays reviewing and refreshing our process for lockdowns, or in the instance of somebody coming in and who wants to hurt somebody else. And so I know a lot of folks, especially in the medical field, we're familiar with Alice and what they're teaching us and reviewing with us. Definitely connect with Alice. What we've done in Livingston County is really keep it short and sweet. The tagline that we use is lock out, hide out, get out. And that's really the framework that the training centers around. And it's been a great opportunity for us to reflect, to ask good questions, then once again, just to continue our own learning. It's not a comfortable learning opportunity, but unfortunately it's a necessity. It's something that we have to be committed to and spend time thinking about, reflecting on, and learning. And I'm proud to say that we put a lot of measures in place to make sure that we can create a secure and safe campus in each and every building. Obviously, we put new term-based locks in each classroom, so we can make sure that we don't need a key. Anybody can lock the door. We know that a locked door is the #1 deterrent from somebody getting in. We have 1-point entries at each building. We have the buzz-in system. We have a PA system in which any staff member can make an announcement if needed using their classroom phone. And once again, continuing to look at ways that we can create a secure and safe environment. And really just making sure we're all aware is that if we see something, say something. And that goes for students, it goes for community members, it goes for our staff. Is that it doesn't matter if we're not sure, if something doesn't seem right or feels right, but if we err on the side of caution, if we have that gut feeling, if there's a red flag, it's if you hear something, we say something. And that's really the expectation. And then we'll figure it out whether or not it's a real threat or not later, but we'll make sure we'll always take the necessary precautions. And so just once again, thank you for Livingston County Sheriff. Thank you for partnering with us and for working with our staff. And it's once again, it's a refresher, it's a continuation, but we've been spending time during the first quarter of the school year, making sure that we're prepared and we have an opportunity to once again just ask questions, reflect, and process this, because it's something that is not new to education, but it's ever evolving. And our partnership with the local law enforcement is crucial in helping support our own learning. So thank you. And as I transition from the first quarter, I do want to spend some time talking about some concerns that I had and have in addressing some things that were said at the board meeting, and actually been said and presented throughout the course of the first quarter as well. We had another great turnout at the board meeting, and we really do value and appreciate people being engaged, participating in our board meetings. We really do enjoy the dialogue and listening and learning a lot from feedback from parents and community members. And but I also want to be honest. I would be transparent. I always do try to pride myself on being transparent. I wear my heart on my sleeve and my emotions. And yeah, also at the time, I want to not acknowledge my own personal frustration, disappointment, and be honest, it's even sadness in some of the statements that were made by someone in attendance last night. And some of the folks who spoke, obviously, some are parents in our district, but some do not have students in our school, or maybe they had students 20 years ago, or I know for certain that some do not live in our community; they live in maybe residing communities. And the statements that they make are just not accurately reflective or represent our district in the appropriate light. And more importantly, they just bring, I think, disrespect and dishonor to the quality and commitment of our teachers, our staff members, our administrators. And what's most disheartening is really devaluing our amazing students that we have here in Pinckney Community Schools. And this includes your children and my own children. Comments that were made regarding our students, our children, were reflective of saying things that, our kids are leaving us. They're stupid, they're dumb, they can't read, they can't write, they can't do simple math. And the truth, and more infuriating to me, is that this is not only a direct reflection on our students and our own children, but it's a direct reflection on our teachers and our staff, who I know are busting their butts each and every day, working tirelessly to help our students gain the skills that they need to be the best versions of themselves, to be prepared for after they leave us. The craft of teaching and learning is always been complex, and as confirmed by the recent report that was published this past week, in terms of the declining scores academically throughout the country and nationwide, and I'm sure we're seeing the same thing here in Michigan and Livingston County post pandemic. The challenge of filling the gaps and learning has even become more challenging and more complex, given the disruptions that have become a major focus point for all of us in education. We have amazing students. There's no doubt about it. We have amazing district. We have amazing staff. And our students perform at high levels in the classroom. They perform at high levels outside the classroom. And once again, it's extremely disheartening to hear adults portray them in such a negative light, because we have an opportunity to see them each and every day. I get a chance to talk to them each and every day. Our teachers obviously are working on the ground floor with them each and every day. And our goal is to meet our students where they're at, to make sure that they improve from the day they step foot in our schools in August to the time they leave in June, and obviously the time they leave when they graduate. And that's really our goal, is to continue to help them move forward. And now, with that being said, I can say that I am actually very proud to say that our students, as evidenced by the data that I shared during a board meeting back in the spring, have continued to show significant improvements in the area of literacy and math, and especially in grades K through 8. And we're using data points that we have from our assessments, Ames Web and NWEA, or many parents know as MAP testing. Our high school graduation rate has risen to 96%, which is one of the highest in the county. And our mean SAT scores are higher than the state averages and are right in line with our county counterparts. And so we know we have continued work and continued challenges. There's no doubt about that. But our kids are continuing to improve. We have the data to support that. The work that we're doing in literacy, more specifically at Orton Gillingham, has been a significant benefit to our teachers and to our students. And we have other targeted areas such as math and science that we're continuing to work towards. And we know that. And we have goals, and we have a plan in place to help support our teachers and to obviously help support our students as well. Furthermore, this makes us even more frustrating, is that the theme that was shared last night, and this is a theme that you're hearing outside of school as well, is that we're not teaching our students math, reading, science, social studies, but more so we're filling their time that they spend with us, the 7.5 hours, filling their heads with stuff like CRT or gender identity, ideology. And that's also very inaccurate. And once again, that's insulting to our teachers, our principals, who pour their hearts and souls into helping our students be the best that they can be. Mentions of our curriculum indoctrinating our students is also untrue, which I've shared before. And as we've always done, we make our curriculum available to anybody who wants to come and review it, to learn more about it, to ask questions about it. We make our entire reproductive health curriculum available, offer parent meetings for that. And our teachers have always made time and set time aside to share more about what they are teaching, whether that's during our open houses or very specifically during curriculum nights. And we always encourage parents to come on in, to spend some time, to ask questions, to learn more about what we are teaching your children throughout the course of the school year. Now, I know some will say that this isn't about the teachers and principals, that, we love them. It's not about them. It's about you, the superintendent or the Board of Education. And I can say here in full confidence that here in Pinckney Community Schools, we operate as a team, or as what we like to refer to as we are a family. And we work together each and every day. And when those comments that demean our students, demean our staff are made, that impacts all of us. That hits us all in the gut. That hits us all in the heart. And our teachers and our entire staff, we work shoulder to shoulder with our building leaders. They work shoulder to shoulder with our central office team and with our Board of Education. And I will always advocate for my pirate family, which includes our students. And the claims that we are intentionally hurting them or shaping their minds in a way that are not healthy couldn't be a bigger sign of mistrust and disrespect to those who've committed their professional lives to help our children grow, to learn, and to become the contributing members of society that we all want them to be. I'm sorry I had to address this with you, but I felt compelled to do so as I can't sit idly by and see our teachers and our students, who I've had the honor of working with and serving each and every day, be presented in such a negative light. The fact that we had staff members leave the meeting last night in tears brought on by both anger and sadness in what they're hearing, is truly heart-wrenching, and I owe it to them and to you to speak on their behalf. As I shared with the audience last night, and I've continued to share, is that we are always, always, always open to have parents to come see us, visit our schools, and spend time learning firsthand with what is occurring in the classrooms. Or minimally, give us a call and don't hesitate to reach out to us, as we value our parents, we value your involvement, your engagement, and we see our partnership with our parents as one of the biggest resources and allies in helping educate our children. We know that we're far from perfect as a district. We know we've come a long way. We've had a lot of hurdles and challenges specifically to this community and this district over the period of time. And we need to continue working together through these challenges and through whatever comes our way. And we're always focused on improvement. And as I stated previously, right now academically, we know we have to be better and do better, especially in the area of math and science. And that's our next focus. We made that a target in literacy. We're seeing those results as we speak. And our next target goals are those two areas. And we're committed to do that. And although we do now live in a society and a world that is filled with mistrust and misinformation, I hope that we as a district will be judged and assessed on our behaviors, on what we produce, and not by what people say. As evidenced through the entire pandemic, we value communication, we value transparency, and we value collaboration. As I'm so proud of how this district navigated our way through the most challenging and unprecedented times that many of us have ever experienced. Outside of having to be closed down those first 3 months of the pandemic, we continue to provide face-to-face learning, made the wearing of masks a personal choice, and we scaled back our quarantine protocols quicker than most schools in the state, all while trying to provide a high-quality education for our children. As we move forward, some now are concerned that we're going to require COVID vaccinations for students, as shared last night. And given what I know, this will not be required of us. nor is it something we as a district would ever support or advocate for. In our eyes, the COVID vaccination will be encouraged, just like we encourage people to get the flu shot, which is my understanding of how the CDC has framed this. So please, no worries. We're not moving backwards. We're not moving in a direction that's going to force anything in terms of health protocols from masks to vaccinations, as some are worried about or concerned about. And if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate. But I can say in full confidence, and I speak on behalf not only of myself but the Board of Education, we are not supporting the requirement of vaccinations for COVID vaccinations. And really, once again, it's about encouraging folks to do what they feel is necessary to keep themselves safe and healthy. And no different than we've continued to offer a flu vaccination clinic for our entire staff, which we have one coming up next week. We encourage our staff to do that. It's not required, and along those lines, they also have an opportunity to have a COVID shot if that's something they feel is important to them. And that's really, that's been our mindset throughout this entire process, and will continue to be our mindset moving forward. So just wanted to put that out there because I know that was something else that was brought up. But so once again, it wasn't what I planned to speak on today. I really wanted to highlight more of the great stuff, which I did in the beginning of this video. But I also felt, leaving that meeting, I did not feel good about what I heard, and more specifically, how our students were represented and our staff. And that really made an impact on me. And once again, when I see people that I care about and love and support hurting, I really wanted to make sure that I represented them and spoke on their behalf. So I appreciate all our parents. I appreciate all that you do for our district. We need to continue being better. We need to continue making sure that we do what's in our best interest as a community, as a district, and build trust. And if we have questions, concerns, that communication, respectful dialogue is the way that we move forward. And so I'm hoping that we continue doing that. And thank you for a great first quarter. Looking forward to moving into the holiday season here in November. We have conferences. We have a lot of great stuff coming in, a lot of great concerts. It's one of the most festive and enjoyable times of the school year, and I hope that you can be part of it. So thank you once again. Thank you for taking the time to listen, to be part of this conversation. And as always, go Pirates.